Welcome to Triumph Through Tears with Jacqueline J. Smith. This podcast is for those who are grieving, and while the pain may remain, there is triumph to be gained. Come on in and let's talk. Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to start a series around the many myths about grief that just need to stop. I recently came across a website called What's Your Grief? And they listed a number of these myths of grief. And so I'd just like to explore several of them over these next couple of episodes, provide a little bit of my perspective on how I feel about them, how I respond to them, etc. So the first one I'd like to talk about is the difference between support and comfort. So the myth is the best thing you can do is say something comforting, positive, or optimistic to someone who is grieving. Absolutely inaccurate, incorrect. So obviously that's why it's a myth. So you know what? Sometimes there are no words. Sometimes people just need to be able to have the capacity to sit and bear witness to the grief and support through that moment, through that period in time without needing to fix it or looking like they can fix it or hoping they can fix it or providing what for them is comfort and not support for the grieving person. So let me expound a little bit more on that. So there is absolutely a difference between comforting or comfort and support or supporting. So those who attempt to comfort, their goal is to take away the pain or ease the pain in some way. And the one thing about it is they may not even recognize or realize that that's what they're doing, but that's what it is. So in the moment, if you're an individual that's grieving, you can absolutely have the conversation if you even have the capacity for words at the particular time that you're going through a particular episode or a particular moment, is to have that conversation and just say, I don't need you to try to fix it or take away the pain, because guess what? You can't. So what I need you to do, what I need from you, is to be supportive or to be a support. And the goal in that is to just provide whatever help and assistance I may need in a particular moment. So to not try to fix it. Another area where people try to comfort is that they attempt to search for a silver lining or attempt to tell someone that's grieving what the silver lining is in their particular situation. Once again, without actually being in that person's shoes and in their situation, that just isn't possible. And the person may have to come to that realization for themselves. It's not something that someone else can provide. So that's where the validation comes in. So validating the grief and allowing the person to have their pain, allowing the person to experience whatever pain they may be experiencing at that particular time. Another goal, if you will, of comfort is to focus only on what the person can say to make the person that's grieving feel better, which leads into the platitudes. And we will get to that in another episode, I promise. But those sayings, well, at least, XYZ, or, don't despair, or keep a stiff upper lip, or chin up, or, all of those things that people tend to say, again, from my perspective, which really just helps to make them feel better and does absolutely nothing for the person that's actually grieving. So the supportive aspect of that is to actively listen and acknowledge. And like I said before, validate that the person's thoughts and feelings and what it is they're going through and experiencing at that particular time. And you know what? Sometimes don't do anything. Just sit. If necessary, if you're in the same space, just sit. Just sit and be that presence that they know that someone is there and is supporting them, and not trying to erase their pain, not trying to make their pain go away, and not trying to make them feel something that they don't feel, or make them feel something other than what it is they're actually feeling. And then another area of comfort is, again, to push the person towards feeling better and encouraging the person to be strong. That's another one of those platitudes. And oh my goodness, that is another one that just, drives me. I can't, all kinds of sideways. Stop telling me to be strong, or stop telling me that I am strong, because actually that makes me feel less strong when someone says that, because trust and believe, I am not walking this journey of my own power or of my own volition in any way, shape, or form. I lean on the Lord moment by moment to get me through every single second of every single day through this grief journey. So the goal for supporters should be to allow the griever to grieve in a way that feels natural and right for them, so that they can grieve in their own way and their own time, and meeting the person where they are in their grief, and not trying to lead the person into a particular response or into a particular emotion around grief, but just following that person's lead and being, again, a support for the person through their journey or in that way. And some say that none of this is new. We just or people that are supporting those who are grieving just need a refresher. But for some people, it is absolutely new, because they've not experienced seeing a close friend or family member experience the type of grief that has changed the way they are used to dealing with that person, or used to having that relationship with that person. So it may be new to some people in terms of how to provide that support and how to be of that support. So I hope this was helpful. And again, those of you who are grieving, I pray that you can find the strength, even though, I indicated that for myself, being strong is not necessarily something I feel on a regular basis. However, I pray that you can find the strength to have these conversations with those who are either trying to comfort you or who are actually actively supporting you through your grief journey, and to be able to express what it is that you need from them, or validate their support of your grief journey, and validating that and assisting assisting you walking through your journey. And I pray that you be kind to yourself. God bless you. Until next time. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Triumph Through Tears. Until next time, take care, stay safe, be well, be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and be blessed. Bye now.